What is up, guys? It's your boy Torius, back in another video. And today I'm going to be explaining how your identity identifies you, right? So smash the like button, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. So, every day I tell myself affirmations, right? Affirmations, I believe, are just the thoughts that you create, right? Like, it's not like there's no set affirmation. Like, there's good affirmations and there's bad affirmations, obviously, but affirmations are literally just thoughts that you create, right? Just think of it like that. Like, because a lot of times people be like, oh, affirmations are just like, I love myself, I'm pretty, I'm beautiful, whatever. And yes, it's true, but the reason why those are like the stereotypical affirmations is because those are the affirmations that, those are the thoughts that we want to create to see ourselves as when we've been thinking negatively all of our lives. You get me? So it's good to switch from thinking, damn, I'm so ugly, to damn, I'm so fucking amazing looking, right? I look so fucking good, I'm so handsome, right? So basically, the affirmations that we say to ourselves, we basically are affirming the thoughts that we have of our self-image, right? Not just our self-image, but who we are in general, like our whole ego, right? Our whole id and our ego, right? And if you think about the word id, basically, I'm not gonna sit here and say that, claim that I know what the id is, right? Obviously, I'm just saying, like, the id is like, it's like a word in identity, right? Like identity when you identify something. And I never realized how important identifying things were, right? Until I had an ego death, and I basically lost the ability to identify things, right? Like, I couldn't identify anything. I was literally here. I don't know why they call it ego death, right? It's scary as fuck, but it's like, it's not like you die, right? Like, some people are like, oh, it's like you died, I died, and so, like, it's not even like you died. It's just like you get this kind of feeling of like hopelessness. Like, it's like more deeper than hopelessness, right? It's like the most terrorizing thing ever. Like, when it happened to me, I didn't feel like I died, right? I feel like I had very powerful trips, right? Like, I feel like my trips were very powerful when I like smoked weed and like took LSD and shit, right? And I literally just like my memories is gone, right? It's just like, it's crazy. It's like you're on Earth and you see things like right now I'm looking at the road, and it's like, I don't consider it the road. I consider it, I'm just here. And I learned I've realized that's why they call them nouns, right? Like, a noun is noun, which means it's now. It's like nowing, right? It's nowing. Like, these are things that are nowing. Like, it's like a person, place, or thing, right? They're nowing because they're here now. Like Eckhart Tolle, he has a book, The Power of Now, right? So nouns are basically things that are here now, right? They're nowing. They're here. The same as verb, right? And I realized the same day that I realized that noun was like nowing, I realized that verb is basically just like the movement, right? Verb is like the vibration, reverberation, right? It's basically just the movement of like the atoms, like something that's moving, the action, basically, right? Because all of our atoms, they're moving, so it's like they're reverberating, they're moving, so they call them verbs, anything that you do. And adjectives basically is just like anything that's adjacent to what it is, right? Adjacent means it's like next to. So it's like when you're describing someone, I mean, you're using adjectives, because it's like, this is a word that is next to this person, right? Like, so if someone's ugly, it's like you call them ugly because they're they're being ugly, right? They're next to ugly. So it's like, when you think of ugly, you think, oh, okay. Like, I was watching this interview, right? And it was like, basically, he was describing words that he said, right? Like, he said Shopify, and he's like, money, right? And he's like, he was saying the word that's next to it, right? Those are adjectives. They're adjacent. They're next to it, right? Like, they're synonymous, basically. Where am I going with this, right? The way you see yourself is how you identify yourself as, right? Like, I was watching videos on how to stop smoking weed, right? Because I don't smoke weed, but it's good for me to like listen to that stuff so I can like reinforce my not smoking weed habit, right? Because I've been smoking like 7 months, and basically, they were talking, dude was explaining how like if you see yourself as a smoker, then it's harder to quit, right? And the thing is, I don't see my, like, I kind of do see myself as a smoker because I smoked for like a couple of years, right? Like 2 or 3 years. I think like 2 years I was smoking weed like heavy. But I identify myself, like I still see myself kind of in that, but at the same time I don't. Like it's easy for me to say no to people smoking weed. Like before I would be like, oh yeah, sure, let me smoke all your weed, right? Now it's just like, oh no, I don't smoke, right? I identify myself as as not a smoker, as a non-smoker. So what happens is that like when you identify yourself as no, I don't smoke, it's way easier to just not smoke, right? Like I don't have those urges like, oh, I'm a smoke, because I'm not a smoker. I don't smoke, right? So it's, if I was like, oh, I'm a smoker, then it's like if someone offers me weed, it's a little easier for me to be like, you know what? I'm a smoker, so I'd be smoking, right? That's just an example, right? There's a lot of things that you can see yourself as. Like for me, I see myself as an artist, and it's funny because it's like all my life I've always seen, that's so crazy, bro. That's insane. I just realized that. Yeah, I just realized that all my life I've seen myself as like, because everyone always says the same narrative of the starving artist, right? The starving artist. I'm gonna talk about the rich ass artist, bro. I'm gonna talk about the nigga that makes all his bread from art, right? It's like, fuck that shit, bro. Because I realized the reason why I be like having no money is because I see myself as a starving artist, right? It's like, oh damn, artists, they gotta starve because they're not selling money. Like, fuck that shit, bro. We need to make a new narrative, right? I know it's like societically appropriate to be like, oh yeah, starving artists, but it's like, fuck that, bro. Like we the rich artists out here, right? We getting rich off of art. Like there's this video I watch on YouTube, right? It's called The Best Art Advice I Ever Got, and homeboy is basically explaining how like he was a starving artist until someone gave him this advice to just like, to go all in on one thing, right? And to focus. And that's what he just that's basically what he based his life on, and he made money off of it, right? And that's, you just gotta identify yourself. Like, write down on a paper who is your ideal self, right? And then like write down all the traits that you want. Like if you're muscular, if you're athletic, if you're good looking, if you're, I don't know, you have a lot of money and all this stuff, right? And you just write all of your ideal traits, and then all of a sudden, and then at the same time you write that you do have those things and that you are those things, right? Like if you say, oh, I'm a millionaire, I have a lot of money, I make money real easy, I'm just the type of person that gets it, I'm a hustler, right? You just keep writing things down to get into that trait, and you just keep saying those affirmations, and just keep affirming yourself. I am this, I am this, I am this, right? And trust me, it's going to work, right? Like for me, I see myself as a tattoo artist, right? What happens is that when you see yourself as that, your thoughts start thinking, this is who I am, right? I am this person. And when you start thinking that, right? Like for me, before I was a tattoo artist, I would just like walk around anywhere and just like see people as people. Now as a tattoo artist, I have this mentality. I see someone with a tattoo, it's like that's the first thing I notice. It's like it just calls out to me like, hey Nick, this guy has a tattoo, right? It's so crazy. It's because I identify myself as a tattoo artist. So it's like, for me, anyone that has a tattoo is important because that's a potential client, or that's someone that I can have a conversation with. So it's like you attract those things into your life, as in a sense that those are the things that you focus on, you concentrate, and you pick up. You feel me? So it's like you write down these things, and then your intuition is basically gonna tell you, like if you write, oh, I'm a millionaire, your intuition is gonna tell you the things that you should be doing. Like it's gonna whisper in your ear, like, oh, you should probably study this. You should probably like when you have these thoughts, like, oh, I should do this. Like the more you just concretely concretize, right? Like you just make these things like, this is what it is. This is who I am. Once you make yourself into that, then you start to you basically create for yourself that reality, because you identify yourself. Like if you identify yourself as an athletic person who has like great health, guess what? You're gonna start making those decisions. You're gonna be like, damn, you know what? Should I get that burger? No, I have food at home. I have my meal prep, right? It's gonna be easier to make those decisions. Like if you see yourself as a fat person, you're like, what's the point? I'm fat anyways. You feel me? So that's pretty much it. Like the video, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new, and write down in the comments what your affirmations are, right? Like write down your ideal, like what you're trying to be for your ideal life, right? Like write down all that stuff, and then write, you know, like literally just what I said. Write down what you want, and then write down who you are, like right after that. Like just make a space in the comment, and then just like write down who you are, and just like keep a note on that, right? You just want to keep it on, just do that shit every day. Just like write down your ideal, like who you want to be, and then write that you are that, basically. So like the video, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new, and if you have any questions, just DM me on Instagram at Torius, ask for interviews, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Also send me don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon. That means I catch you guys in the next one. Peace.